Hi guys, it's Megan again. I'm coming to you with September's Cat Scrappiness design team project. Right here I'm showing you the felties that I'm going to use, and these are the only two 6x6 Halloween paper pads that I have. So I wasn't sure which one I was going to use, but I ended up using the second one. And then this is the Lawn Fawn Happy Everything stamp set. And I ended up not using that or these. These are glow-in-the-dark fingernail polishes that I was going to use, but I ended up not using those as well. So the first thing that I'm going to start out doing, of course, is trimming my paper. This is going to be a 6x6 card. And this is just a piece of like cream-colored cardstock that was in the back of Graphic 45's A Lady's Diary, the 12x12. And I literally had I had two of those 12x12s, and I ended up getting rid of the outside pieces because I only had like 6 sheets in one and 4 sheets left in the other. So I just took the rest of the sheets out and just threw away the outsides because I didn't need those. So I trimmed it up. Well, I trimmed the bad edge, and then I realized that the sheet was actually like 16 inches long, so, or I don't know, 14 inches long, 13. So I had to trim that again, and I'm going to score my cardstock to make it a 6x6 card. And now I'm just going to flip through. I decided to use this paper pad. I can't remember who makes this paper pad. I just had it out. I don't know why I didn't look. But I'm sure you guys have seen it. It was from last year, so here I'm just kind of deciding which paper I want. And I ended up deciding on this black with a white line sheet. I liked the fact that it was black, so it wouldn't contrast too hard with the embellishments. And I'm just trimming it down 1/8 of an inch on each side. Sorry, my speech is a little off today. I'm going to use my Tim Holtz distressor on the sides of it to kind of give it just a little bit extra. I really like the fact that the core of the card is white, so that way it really contrasts with the black print. Really kind of, really truly adds a little something extra to it, I think. I should have sped this part up a little bit more. If you can hear noises in the background, DJ is playing his new video game, Madagascar 3. He's really excited about it. Okay, and so I'm attaching it with my ATG gun, of course. I love my ATG. I know we all do. And I'm going to line that up on the paper. I don't know why, but I have so much trouble getting a good border around. And I just flip it open just to make sure that I'm not putting my embellishments on upside down. That would not be cool. So here I've got my frog, and I've got a piece of that cardstock that I used as the base. And I have a little pen, and I'm going to draw out a witch's hat for the frog and also a broom for the frog. He's going to be a witch for Halloween, or she, whatever. Normally I would do this with a pencil, but my pencil that I really like to use has disappeared for some reason. So I'm just using an ink pen, and I'm drawing the broomstick handle. I'm using the frog to kind of gauge how big I want it to be. And then I'll bring in my markers in a minute and just color these simply colored. I'm not into the Copic thing yet. I'm gonna try. I'm actually looking into getting a whole set of markers. So, and here I wanted to make the witch's hat just a little bit bigger. I felt that it wasn't big enough for his huge head. And I'm cutting out the stuff, and I think I'm gonna cut here. Yeah. And so I've got the hat cut out, and I'm just kind of trimming it up and making it you know, the appropriate size that I would like, and trying to figure out how I want to situate it on the frog. And I tried cutting these little slits in it to see if, you know, a portion of the hat could fit on his head, kind of slide in there. And I fiddled with it for a little bit, but it just didn't seem to work. Most of the time when I do these card process videos, I have a general idea of what I want to do in my head, but I eventually am just flying by the seat of my pants when I end up completing the card. So a lot of this is kind of guesswork and, well, maybe I like this, maybe I like that better. So that's why you'll see me like bring out things and not use them, just because I get a different idea in my head. And right there I've got a little piece of scrap paper that I'm going to use as like kind of a ribbon around the witch's hat. And I'm bringing out these are Stampin' Right markers, I think. And I'm picking out the colors, and you'll see me test the orange on the back side of the hat, because I don't know if I want to make the hat orange or purple, but I preferred the purple. I ended up liking the way the purple looked instead. So I'm going to color the entire hat purple, and then the little ribbon that I was fiddling with, I ended up coloring that orange. And you can see the marker on the desk that actually wipes off really easily with baby wipes, so it's not a big deal to me that it gets on the desk. It's not a particularly good desk anyway. It's kind of one of those crappy Walmart desks, but since I'm, you know, using a lot of inks and glues and stuff on it, you know, I don't care that it's crappy, because, you know, it's just going to get messed up anyway. So putting some glossy accents on the back of the little ribbon, and then I'm going to turn the hat over and trim off the little extra bits of ribbon on the side. And I'm just looking at it to make sure that I like it, which I do. And now I'm going to color the broomstick and the straw broom. And like I said, I didn't want this to be, you know, Copic looking. I wanted it to look a little off. And I had this little piece of extra for the broom, the bristles. You know how it has that little thing holding the bristles all together? But I ended up cutting off another little slit instead because it wasn't wide enough. And I'm going to color that with the brown, the same as the broom handle. And just going to color those up, and then I'll attach the part across the bristles with glossy accents, and then I'll trim my broom bristles with my Tim Holtz scissors. Just gonna trim the excess off the sides of that. And I wish this was in frame more. I'm making the slits extremely skinny because I want as many bristles as possible. I don't want big chunks of bristle, if that makes sense. That's a weird word, bristle. You can see how tiny it is. I'm barely moving the scissors across. So there, you can see how tiny they are. And I'm just gauging where I want the broom handle to be glued. And just going to add my glossy accents. Glossy accents is my favorite wet glue. I like it because it dries clear and it also dries very fast. So. And with the felt, normally I would glue it down with felt glue, but unfortunately it was all the way out in the garage and I was too lazy to stop recording and get up and get it, so I'm just going to use my glossy accents, which works. It works just the same, just as good. It takes a lot of glossy accents to cover it, and because it is such an expensive glue, I usually try not to do that, but you know, laziness kind of gets in the way of of that. And the felt also tends to stick to the glossy accents, so And then I've also got that cute little black cat, which is also a cat. All of these felties are Cat Scrappiness felties. So if you need some great Halloween felties, definitely hit up catscrappiness.com. She's got some adorable stuff. And I added glossy accents to the cat's eyes, but it kind of sunk in, so once that dries, I'm going to have to add some more. And I was going to add the pumpkin there, and then I thought, well, that was a little bit too much, and decided to put it on the inside of the card instead. And I got this orange satin ribbon from Walmart yesterday. I think it was $1.79 for 5 yards. And so I decided to make a pretty bow with it instead to put up in that corner. I felt the corner was empty and needed something, but I liked the idea of a cute little bow instead. And here I'm going to use a lighter. I know you guys have done this before too, but if you haven't, using a lighter to kind of singe the ends of the ribbon helps it so that it won't fray, and it's a lot better that way. And I'm going to put that down with a couple of homemade glue dots that I made from Aileen's Tack It Over and Over.
What are they doing?
And now I'm going to work on putting the broom on. And because the frog adds a little bit of dimension, I had to add, he's running, sorry. I had to add a couple of dimensional foam adhesive to the broom handle, and I'm getting up and getting that because I realized that I didn't grab it out of my box next to me. So I'm just going to cut one of those in half and then use the whole thing for the broom handle, and then I'm going to use glossy accents to attach the rest of it to the frog. Okay, so that's the front of the card complete. Now I'm going to work on the inside. I'm gluing down the jack-o'-lantern, of course. And originally, like I said, I wanted to use the Happy Everything stamp set from Lawn Fawn, but I'm actually going to use a different stamp set, which I'm going to get up and get out because I thought it would actually be kind of better to use. It's the Hoppy Halloween stamp set. It's one of their tiny ones. And I thought that the Hoppy was kind of cute, you know, since it's a frog and they also hop. And I'm going to use a Muse Studios orange and brown ink for this. And I believe it's a pigment ink. I really like their ink, believe it or not. It's very nice ink. So I'm going to stamp it in orange, and then I'm going to go back, and you'll see me stamp it in the brown as well, right on top. So I just kind of move it diagonally down just a little bit. So it kind of makes it a two-level stamp. And I'm wiping off my stamp so I can stamp it in the brown. I wish the sentiment stamp had been just a little bit bigger, but that's okay. It's just a simple little Halloween card, so I'm not too, picky on that. And there is the completed card, and now I'm going to turn it over and do my signature stamp on the back, again with the Muse Studio ink. And clean that off real quick. And here I'm going to hold up, those are the inks that I used. And that's it. And I'm going to show you the pictures, and if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.